Anyway, so we're fasting forward, okay? So now Sophie and Benedict are getting closer together, but they're having a lot of ripple effects in their relationship, right? And if you're not spiritual, you don't understand. When there is a foundational problem in either lives of the person that of the two people that are meant to be together, there will be a continuous ripple effect until it is dealt with, right? Until the truth comes out, until there's some type of reconciliation of what is not known yet, right? So Sophie now is told by Benedict, right? Remember, there's a lot of ripple effects in their relationship, right? But they know that they're in love with each other, right? But remember, the stepmother does not want Benedict and Sophie together at all. Like, she's trying to do absolutely everything to make sure that they're not together. Let's go back to the whole where she kept saying that Sophie stole from her. Sophie didn't steal anything from her. However, Sophie was given something, right? To help her in her life outside of the house. Same happened to me. My lawyer hit me up and was like, hey, you have like $2,500 here. By law, this $2,500 that's in your mom's account, that $2,500 is yours. So I'm going to give it to you. Oh shit, hell unlocked. You see, I told you she stole my stepfather. She's a thief. She's a thief. I'm like, bruh, this is by law. I'm not, focus. Anyway, the $2,500 was given to me. Move forward. I had to use it to go fix my roof, right? It was given to Sophie to help her when she was out there trying to find herself and a place to work and everything. Again, same context. So anyway, fast forward. Sophie was arrested and taken to court. Me, court. I can't go into it, but court. Okay? When everything's flat out, I'll come back on here and I swear to God, I'll tell y'all the story, the full story. Me, court. Okay, okay. Fast forward to the end, right? You see Charlotte, which is the queen, right? I need you to think spiritually with me now. The queen, right? The queen has always been there, but the queen wasn't aware of everything that's been going on. So see Charlotte as God, right? Although God is aware of everything, but once it's presented to God, then he can deal with it, right? I've been presenting this to God like, bro, you're gonna have to fix him and get me out of this because I didn't do what he's claiming, okay? I didn't do what my stepfather is claiming in prayer, okay? But remember, when you are tied to your kingdom spouse, because remember, Benedict is Sophie's kingdom spouse, not boyfriend, because some of y'all mixed the two. Kingdom spouse, right? Now, the whole story has to be brought to the queen. Hold on. Anyway, before the story was brought to the queen, the stepmother, Benedict, which is her kingdom spouse, Benedict's mother, Sophie's stepsisters, and Sophie are all in a room now, right? And now the truth has to come out because you keep accusing Sophie of stealing, and Sophie didn't steal nothing from you. So guess what? The stepmother now breaks down and she said, you have stolen from me. And Sophie's like, what did I steal? And she's like, the shoelaces or whatever, the shoe covers or whatever. Sophie's like, I didn't steal that. So the stepdaughter goes, I gave that to Sophie so that when Sophie went out, she could at least have something to use. Because remember, Sophie's been poor her whole life. But Sophie is just strikingly beautiful that things just seem to work out in her favor. Okay, that's God's favor, okay? Focus. So the stepmother breaks down and she goes, you stole your father from me. Sophie goes, what? Stepmother goes, you stole your father's love from me. His love belonged to me. When I tell y'all, I started crying so bad because I remember my stepfather and my mom having a fight about, like, not really a fight, but like a conversation about how, like, it's not fair, like, how much my mom loves me or something like that. But they didn't know that I was listening, right? And I'm the type of person, the moment I moved out of my mother's house, I never asked my mom for money. That's why I don't understand, like, how people will go to my mother and ask my mother to buy them a house, and you have no fucking clue the dynamic that's happening in that home. You have no clue. We'll talk about it. How you gonna ask my mother to buy you a house and you don't know what's going on in that house? Anyway, we'll talk about that in another story. So I remember listening to that, and I was like, that's what this is about? You're upset that my biological mother had a love for me that was undeniable. It even got to the point one day he admitted to me, he was like, oh, your mother wanted you to have everything. Your mother wanted you to have everything. And I was like, okay. So when the stepmother told that to Sophie and she starts crying, she's like, you stole your father's love from me. Who else wanted a widow with 2 kids? And Sophie was like, my father loved you too. Y'all, this is why I tell y'all, if you are a parent, be careful who you are marrying. They're going to show you the exact heart that they have for your kid that's not theirs. You cannot afford to marry the wrong person. If you have kids, your job as the parent is to go to God, anybody that you're dating, and say, hey, is this my person? Because now you put your kid in danger if you happen to pass away. Bye.